What's up, guys? It's KingMezzie. I'm bringing you the Q&A. I was posting on Twitter. I had some questions, some good questions, so I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be reading your Twitter names because I don't. Not that I don't want to advertise you Twitter or anything. It's just I don't. Some of you might be like, "Oh, that's a little embarrassing. I didn't want people to know I asked that." So I'm just not gonna read your Twitter names. I'm sorry if you wanted me to read it in the video. That's just not gonna happen. The next one, I might, but we're just gonna start it. But why to start right into it? Why do I use FMJ as an anchor? Wouldn't quick draw be more beneficial in rotation? And quick draw could be more beneficial in rotation, but I use FMJ as an anchor because I'm always pre-aimed. And there's a lot of places where you can get that wall bang, or if you can actually help out the guys in the hill by shooting through something that's. And FMJ really, like, if it's thin, it makes it like there's no damage reduction. You can still get the one burst, and if it's a little bit thicker, you can just weaken the hell out of them for your SMGs to run in there. You can have them like a standoff. If you got good spawns, you're at statue, off break, and you can shoot, or not off break, but and you're at statue and you're shooting in the hill, and then you can essentially have the statue side of the hill. Most of that, you can have most people in the corners there. There should only be one guy, but every now and then you'll have two or three. Well, usually only two, but and you can have at least one of them one shot. That makes your SMG's job so much easier. And I think people really underestimate the value of your anchor being able to weaken the guys for the hill. And then wouldn't quick draw be more beneficial in rotation? I don't feel like it is. I am already running dexterity, so I get my gun up pretty quick. But you really aren't sprinting outside like that initial sprint away from a hill or where you're anchoring at. That initial sprint past there, you're really not ever in a spot where you're caught sprinting. So dexterity and quick draw really don't benefit you. Like how do I want to say? Like really the only like, all right, here I'll use slump. So you're at the back wall anchor, the anchor wall, and you sprint there and you get to about cop car. That's really about the last time you sprint that entire way, because you got to be checking your corners, you got to be pre-aiming certain areas, so that's what you're never going to sprint from there out. So you don't need quick draw, you're already pre-aimed. It's just a matter of, it depends a lot on your play style. That's my play style. I'm very cautious anchor because I know I'm going to get into a gunfight, but I also know where it's going to come from, so it kind of balances itself out. Why do I not use tac mass, or why do I not use dexterity with tac mass in my tac mass class? Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about now. That was kind of confusing, but the dexterity in tac mass class, dexterity, I don't, like I said, you're pre-aiming so much. Like dexterity really only helps you climb up on stuff or get your gun up quick. Well, anytime you're as an anchor, oh, sorry, get my hand out of it. But anytime you're as an anchor, you're climbing up on stuff, you should be doing it in a very safe time. You shouldn't be doing it to where you need to get up in a half a second. And then that's really it. Like, you shouldn't need dexterity that heavily, but it's nice to have if they're not running heavy stuns. Might as well run dexterity, take advantage of it, you know? Now, when is the best time to rotate as an anchor? That is very situationally based. I'd say I rotate about 25 seconds is when I like to start my rotation. That way I'm like a little bit away from the hill at 20 seconds. That's just my preference, but it also depends on the hill you're going to. Like if you're at a lockdown hill and you're helping your team get time, and you're not far away from what we call contest hills, which are scrap hills, which is where you're not gonna get a full not likely gonna get a full 60 seconds. Like think your slums middle, slums middle you can if you do it right. Think your raid circle square. I'm trying to think, standoff middle. Yeah, like they're just hills that you more than likely are not getting 60 off, so you can rotate later to those. Those hills I'll usually rotate around 20 to 15, depending on how, and it also depends on how far the rotation is. most of Yemen you're gonna have to rotate early just because of the length to the hill, or not the length, but the amount of time it takes to get to a hill. And what else is there? I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's just situationally based. You got to find out what works best for you. If you guys have a specific situation in mind, leave it in the comments. I'll probably just answer back in the comments, or tweet me it. I'll give you a quick little brief answer. And if you need a more specific answer than that, I guess I'll message you on Skype or something. Why do I play claw? For those of you that don't know, claw is holding a controller like this, with your index finger hitting the basically the buttons. Not the buttons, but like your A, B for Xbox, for your XO for PS3, XO, triangle, square. And that is just somebody asked, the question was why you do that and play instead of buying a scuff, and that's just, I already played claw. I don't see the point in buying a scuff. I have nothing against scuff controllers. They are great for people that do not play claw already or can't. I know a couple people that can't, like their fingers are just too small. They don't. So I already was playing claw. It's just personal preference. I'll probably play claw until the day I quit playing Call of Duty. Why do I not run trophies? And a lot of this the not running trophies has come from how recently nobody's really running a sentry gun. So as an anchor, I see no real advantage to having a trophy. I'd rather have an EMP to spot check their anchor to see where they're pushing me from, if I'm getting pushed from multiple sides, or just to disorient the guys on the hill. That's also useful. Like, it's just, I don't see the use for it. If I just would prefer my Slayer to run trophies. They can get in the hill, they can help out the guys in the hill by having a trophy, or even your OBJ, or you're both your Slayers should probably have a trophy class. It's just preference for me. You really got to work with your team on that. I just know as myself, I do not want to be running into the hill to throw down trophies for you to try to rotate back to where I'm going to be anchoring. That's just a horrible plan, asking for everything to go wrong. So I don't even run trophies. Next question is, why do I feel you need 2 SMG classes as an anchor? And then that is, again, preference. I used to run just a flak jacket, toughness, dexterity, tac mask, MSMC, quick draw, long barrel with Semtex and a smoke, and that was just for like the last hill. If you're really close and you're kind of just needing to flood hill and not worry about the anchor, then that's the class I used to pull. I like having the other one though, in case like something is going wrong mid game and they're not getting it done in hill. You gotta do what you gotta do to get in the hill. If you can't get time, you're not gonna win the game. I think too many anchors like kind of don't accept responsibility for that. If you can get in the hill, if you gotta do it with an SMG, if you gotta do it with your anchor class, it doesn't matter. If you guys need time and you're losing and you gotta make up time, you need the time. It doesn't matter what your role is. Time is what you win. That's kind of the hard truth to it. There's not much else to it. It's just truth. If you don't have hill presence, you're not gonna win. And I know there's a lot of anchors out in the community right now that are just accepting that fact that, oh, well, my team didn't do in the hill. Well, dude, if you can help out in the hill, that's not a, oh, whatever, I did my job. You didn't do your job. Your job is to win the game. And I think too many people are trying to, like, just get themselves set up for, oh, I want to be on a pro team. I'm going to do my job and I'll get picked up. You got to make your own pro team. Your complexities, they're not looking for an amateur. You don't see Team Envy. They're not looking for if I went up to if I wanted to prove you, like, hey, let me take your spot. Who the hell is KingMezzie? Who do you think you are trying to take our spot? It's just not gonna work. You got to make your own pro team. You got to build up. You got to build up with some guys. And that's part of like what you'll see people not grinding. You gotta grind. This is not a quick, okay, I'm gonna be there in 6 months. Like, it's a lot of work. Uh, this one's, how should I handle wanting to leave my team? And that is, okay, that's, sorry, my computer decided to go black. But, why do you feel the need to, okay, wrong question. And this, I think this is the question why I'm not reading off everybody's Twitter, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble with their team. Leaving your team is a very, and like trying to talk to another team before that, not encouraging like, oh, I'm gonna try out with this team, and then if they accept me, then I'm gonna bail on my team. No, you should never do that. That is horrible. If I find out a player's doing that, they will not get on my team regardless. I don't care if they're dropping 70 plus kills every hardpoint game. I have no room for them on my team. And that's just, personally, like, if you don't respect your teammates, it's not going to do well. And that's a lot of this, what I'm going to tell you. Like, I don't know if whoever asked this question, I don't know if you saw it in my, I was tweeting out to other teams, anybody looking for an anchor, hit me up. I might be interested. And yeah, it's a little bit shady, but I don't know. I don't see it as shady. Like, you just gotta handle it properly, and I think the proper way to do it is to tell everybody straight up, like, hey, I'm already on a team. I am thinking about leaving. If you want to know why, if you think I'm just being shady, I understand. That's cool. And if you want to know why, just let me know. I can explain the whole situation to you. You just gotta be very upfront with it. Be very straight with the information. Tell them everything they want to know. Don't like hide anything. What do I think about the new pro point system? That's a joke. I'm not even gonna get too into that. You should not earn pro points online. I mean, I guess you can earn them, but like they gotta be in a lot smaller quantity than what they're giving you now. Like, as of now, the guys that won that tournament, I think it was the day after or the day that the pro points was implemented, have more points than the guys that won than Complexity at Anaheim, which is stupid. I think it's Complexity at Anaheim. I know they have more points than than a lot of the people at Anaheim, which you should not be rated as a higher pro for playing online than guys that attended a major lands. Like, they didn't go to Burnswick, Iowa. I don't know if that's a place. Don't quote me on that. That's just just some random small town having this little land for no reason. They didn't go to something like that. They went to a major MLG top of the line event. Like, that's just stupid. But I'm not gonna get too far into that. What is your favorite pro team? My favorite pro team. Ooh, I'd probably say Envy, just because they handle themselves very professionally. They're essentially what I'm trying to model. If I ever made my own team, that's what I'd try to model my team after, is be our own brand instead of trying to join somebody else's organization, just because that creates issues. And I mean, I understand you got to have a fan base before you can go and create your own brand. It's not that. But I wouldn't want to be like, no disrespect to any organization out there. Like, they do great things for the community. They help teams out. They help teams get started. But like that, it would be my goal. Would be to make my own brand. Kind of like Envy, so that's why they're probably my favorite pro team. And my other favorite team is probably, I'm trying to think. I love Impact. I know they fight a lot, but they play very well as a team when they're not fighting. So you can't really like hate on that. They understand the anchor is a team, even though they've been fighting about it a lot lately. So there's that, like the fall of Impact, you guys keep calling it, isn't true. It's a second and third place finish. Let's be real, that's not a fall. They're still doing well. How long have I been playing Call of Duty? I've been playing Call of Duty. I would play the original Call of Duties, like the World War II kind of Call of Duties. I think when I was younger, I think a lot of us did. But competitively, Black Ops 2 was actually my first competitive game where I played it competitively. But I've been playing Call of Duty consistently since COD 4. I've always played Call of Duty, so I have the background to it. I'm just new to the competitive scene, really, so I had to put in a lot of my work this year. That's why I mean, I still call myself a top AM, but I really won't have that recognition in the community until I get to Ghost and get on a team and like put in the work. Not that I'm not putting in the work now. Like I don't want to say this game. I've really spent all the time learning the game. That way in Ghost I can learn whatever new about Ghost, get that done real quick, and then I'm set up to do very well in Ghost. I guess is the best way to put it. Would you ever start your own team? Yes, I have started my own team. I've tried a couple times. The last one was Stability Gaming. Some of you guys know me on that as SG Aries. Their e-sniping team is doing great. Props to those guys. I think they're creeping up on 70-0 in the records, so I got to give them some love. They'll be in their Twitter and everything will be in the description. But yeah, I tried. We had some issues with one of our players' timing not being able to be on enough, so we kind of split up. That's the last team I was on. We left. Sucks. I love the guy I was on the team with. We were looking for 2 SMGs that were worth our time. We had found a couple, but we didn't really like running with them, so we decided to be a team of 2 until we could find something. And then he had personal issues come up, and then I got kind of tired of waiting. But I mean, there's no bad blood between me and him. I still love the dude to death. I'll play with him whenever I have the chance. Hopefully in Ghosts we can link up and get on a team together. He's one of the better slayers, amateur slayers out there. His Twitter will also be in the description. So yeah, I don't think I'll put his Twitter in the description. I don't want to like kind of call him out for not dedicating time. Yeah, I won't put his Twitter in the description. That could end up badly. So yeah, I mean, I've tried. It's a lot of work. So the next question is, if you had a chance to advance in the Call of Duty scene, would you? Yes and no. It depends. Like, do you mean like if I had the chance to immediately be like at pro status? I don't think I would, simply because like you gotta respect the grind. You can't just be like, can't buy the game like, okay, I'm gonna be a pro tomorrow. Like, that's not how it works. I don't like guys that have that attitude. And there's a couple top AMs or pros that kind of had that road, and they didn't end well. They very quickly seem to think they're the greatest thing ever, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a flash in the pan. If I'm gonna do this, I want it to be for a good haul. This will be the last question. When do you see yourself as trying for pro status? Pro status, I will be trying for in Ghosts. I thought about trying for Black Ops 2, and then I realized I just didn't know the game enough till recently. I'm gonna be very honest. So yeah, I didn't really know the game enough till not very recently, until like later in the season. My phone is going ape shit right now. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't. So I didn't feel like I would have had a good shot at being pro status this year. I feel like in Ghosts I'm in a good position to do that. I just gotta find a team to do it with. But I feel like skill wise and everything, I'm in a good position to do so. In Ghosts, I don't know, you guys had some good questions there. That was actually kind of nice. But alright, if you guys have any more questions about like a setup or something, a specific situation, leave it in the comments, guys. It's KingMezzie. Have a great day, and I'm out.